personality, not known to me that she was talking about my humble self. And in this huge gathering of Nigerians, before we proceed with the simplest task, which is the most difficult, of launching these books, perhaps I will say that Nigeria is blessed. I noted the word used by His Excellency, former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, who said Nigeria is not bereft of criticisms. True. This morning, Mr. President, whilst we've been struggling to explain to people that President Muhammadu Buhari actually smiles, and Nigerians want him to keep smiling. This morning I saw on television, a national television spent many minutes criticizing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for smiling in Imo, in Owerri. And of course, 220 million people is not easy to govern. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, perhaps this set of books, the 5 volumes, and indeed including the one from Femi Adesina, they attempt to document what President Muhammadu Buhari had done in 2015-2023. Not exhaustive, of course, by no means, but of course, certainly to put on records and to ignite thoughts for people who care to research, and then they will research and find out that this country is very blessed with very many leaders who meant very well for this our country. As we proceed, Mr. President, permit me to share 2 statements. One from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and one from former President Muhammadu Buhari. In 2006, I had the privilege to represent and to be the first point of contact between the Southwestern politicians and those in the PMB group, at that time called the GMB, under the Buhari organization. And we were in Lagos, and this is very important for me. We were in Lagos, and President Muhammadu Buhari, then as General Muhammadu Buhari, was traveling, and he left me behind to discuss with those politicians who wanted to see him. They were in 3 groups. Some were in Victoria Island with Tunji Braithwaite. Some were in Jabita, I think, hotel in Ikeja near the airport with Chief Olufale, Supo Shonubare, Shitabe, and the rest of them. And another one was in Ikeja, of course, with President Asuaju there. Baba Omo KKK was there. Happy birthday to him. And I remember also Abu Ibrahim, Dela Lakia, I think, Arabi Geshola, of course my friend, the former governor of Ekiti State, was there. In that meeting, which was the first interface for us to attempt to get power, I said to President Tinubu, sir, we have this huge critical mass. And before I proceeded, he said, no, wait a minute. It is not about us or about critical mass. It's about getting it to happen. And we're not in a hurry. It can happen with you. We'll give you the platform. Then later, it will be with us. I say, Asuaju, it will be with you. He said, no. It is us, it's collective. Whoever it is, we'll thank God when the time comes. So I came back to Kaduna just before he traveled. I said, Excellency, I had a meeting with them. I gave him the briefs of all the 3 groups, but this is what Asuaju said. He said, when you have the chance, go back and tell him also I'm not in a hurry. I'm after something that will endure. It will pass from one to another. No matter how it comes, we have Nigeria in focus. Today, in Allah's infinite mercy, it has actually happened. We thank God for that. Criticisms like General Aviation Haruna has said, I have the belief I have every reason to do so, having been around politics and power, that almost every leader of Nigeria meant well for Nigeria. Those who fought the civil war and kept the nation one, built the infrastructure, the roads, the airports, the universities. There was stability, there was progress, and we're earning the dollars in the personality of Jerry Yakubu Gawan, all through to now President Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We've seen what you meant for Nigeria. We have a duty to follow you and to respect you and to do all those good things they intend us to do for the good of our country. So these books, they will document those things. I recommend that you buy them. I recommend that you keep them. I recommend also that you make comparisons so that all of the things that weren't so good, if any, can get better and better and better, and the nation becomes much better and much better, just like what President Tinubu and President Muhammadu Buhari said in 2006. The chief launchers, of course, our own two doctors, Dr. Muhammadu Indimi and Dr. Umar Mutallab. Both are fathers of today. They will do the launching of the books. And we have circulated around, just for ease, the form to which the ushers had gone around with them. You can simply indicate. And we do recognize that there are governors here, there are ministers, the chief of staff, my once upon a time good friend, Mr. Speaker, sir, and so many who, of course, would send their own contributions in the appropriate way and form. And many, very many well-meaning Nigerians who have told me that today is the day that they will document history of our country by buying the book in a very, very generous manner. Before I continue to kickstart the event, I would say, Mr. President, when we came in 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari was very clear. I was the first victim. I went to him and said, all of these projects and programs did not mean well, or they wouldn't sit well in my agenda and focus in aviation. So I will tweak them and represent an agenda for you, for your approval. He said, no, I'm very clear in my focus. Go and finish all those projects that were started by previous governments. And that defined our focus. And that's why today we have the second Niger bridge, the airports, the seaports, the railways, the water projects, the education, ICT, everything. He insisted that we must continue with those programs and projects that were started by previous governments for the benefits and the good of our country, in such a way that the future and the fortune of our country will continue to be people-centered. Thank you very much, President Muhammadu Buhari. So I think I will, at this point, invite our elders, our fathers, Dr. Indimi and Dr. Umar Mutallab, to please kindly come forward.
For checking out SYMFONI on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.